Hi, I'm Harry, the Youth MP for Bolton. I was elected in March 2020, and one of my manifesto points was to raise awareness for bereavement support available to young people in Bolton. Now, you might be wondering why I felt this is an important issue, and why I've decided to create this resource. Well, in 2020, I faced bereavement myself and felt that the support wasn't easily accessible. Now, it's my hope that after listening to this short presentation, you'll feel prepared to gain support should this happen to you. Now, I equally feel that it's really important to know how to support a friend, a relative, or a student if they're also faced with bereavement. Now, if you can, please pause the presentation and discuss with the person next to you of any bereavement support that you are aware of currently in your local area. Now, this slide explains some of the organisations that can help in Bolton. The Bolton Lads and Girls Club, for example, who we all know well for providing youth clubs, also run a bereavement service, which includes a listening service, advice, signposting, therapeutic sessions, and counselling, all as part of that bereavement offer. Both Winston's Wish and Child Bereavement UK offer individual counselling, group sessions, and support from addressing loneliness to building resilience. Now, I think that these are all great support mechanisms that can often be helpful talking to someone who you don't know, as it can provide an unbiased perspective and yet they still understand how you feel. This next slide continues to look at organisations that can help in Bolton. Bolton's Chat Health service has a dedicated number for people aged between 11 to 19. They can text a specialist nurse for support on a variety of topics, including mental health and emotional well-being. Couth, who you may have heard of, is also an online service for young people aged 11 to 26, where counselling is offered through an instant messaging service. Now, finally, we have Let's Talk About Loss, who provide a safe space to talk through taboos and address the reality of losing someone close to you when you're young. They run peer-led meetup groups in cities across the UK from young people aged 18 to 35 who've faced bereavement at any stage. Now, I feel that the aspect of confidentiality within these services enables people to open up more, which ultimately means taking the weight off their shoulders. Now, this next slide is about any advice that I would give if you ever face bereavement yourself. Now, try not to be alone, definitely is a very important one. Talk to people around you and let them know how you're feeling, and remember it's always better to talk to someone. 2, if you can, try to do things that you enjoy. Keeping busy and doing things that are calming and relaxing can always be a great help. I found that taking myself out of negative environments and facing what was upsetting me helped me get through. 3, talk with people that you like and trust. This doesn't have to be family members specifically, it can be friends, teachers, sports leaders, or even youth workers. Now, 4, if you think speaking to people you don't know will help, definitely try and reach out to one of the services previously mentioned. Now, these are all tips that help me specifically, but it's important to remember that people grieve in different ways. Now, this next slide is about how not all young people will face bereavement. Although it's more common than you would think, 78 of 11 to 16-year-olds will lose a close friend or relative. Therefore, you might be thinking what you can do to support someone that's facing bereavement. Now, firstly, check in with them and check to see how they're feeling. Secondly, try to make sure they're not feeling lonely. And thirdly, where possible, think about what you say to them. Now, I hope that this resource has helped anyone struggling who may be facing bereavement, or given you the knowledge at least to know what to do if this does happen to you. Thanks for listening. I've been Harry, the Youth MP for Bolton.